guys have got a son. Normally, they're seeing I have two brothers. The wide lens. If someone walks up to us, I'll just walk wrong with them.
They just throw me downtown.
Yeah.
Because Kant's doing the pool.
Kant's overseas.
Yeah, no, Briggs inside, but he's doing the pool. And he's doing the early ones and the late ones. He's not happy about it. So, yeah, 10 hours or whatever.
Early for
I suppose they might do portraits inside.
everyone's been in school today. Actually, it's a night time. It's actually worth doing it. I'm not saying that, but yes. It's in the nonsense case. I get asked weirdly.
Test picture, not for transmission. Future energy summit. That was Richard Fulton. Not good. I just ran.
Oh, you just read the
Finished with the class. I'm to give myself a point. Read the class, that's all. No, I do, Richard Fulton is. I said Lord Lucan, but that's a favourite of that. I'm not sure. I don't know, it should be easy to spot. It's got 8 eggs.
octopus is constantly in the news. Not constantly, but it's a big UK energy provider that just usually makes the news.
Anyone else in the press room? Spare for 1 second, you can't go anywhere unescorted, I'm afraid. They're very strict. Okay.
Every single person in the airport will get supplements.
So the minister's here to do the official meet and greet now.
Yeah.
Depending on how press aware she is, she might be suggesting that whoever she greets works this way each time she greets them. She doesn't very careful. She will do for the first 2 or 3 and then go.
Just tell me what it is though. They said the CEO is going to be arriving from 6:30 and it's 6:55.
From 7:30.
Oh, sorry, not 6, sorry, 7.
6:30.
6 would have been, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Kau pakai iPhone tak? Kalau kita nak record sebelum ni macam
Kau nak buat apa ni? Kau nak record sekarang? Ni
yeah, it's inevitable.
Sort of
Britain Energy Picture not for transition.
I can only see one person from Canada. It's going to be called is that Michael and Michelle, one of the Deputy Minister of
I don't think we ever said anything.
I think we can say. It's just basically if
Yeah. Well, why? Yeah. What we do, if you did that, you just. I think basically, if you can't cover it, and if it's shit, you really don't want to do it. We just ask Bloomberg to do it. Not for us, but you know, like we just swap it with Bloomberg. Yeah, like we try to do it that way.
But I'm sure they also think the same
But to be fair, at the international pool, the only shit international pools that we get are sometimes the FCA ones that just, I don't know, like managers shaking hands with, like, I don't know, Foreign Minister of Colombia, whatever. Just to do something.
You need to be selective. Mixed up. I understand bits of it. I just think we should have something to say really for the senior leaders.
Like I would have wished for something like this might have been good enough. They might have more interest in certain people. Business people.
Corporation. That guy is from Hex Corporation. So, INPEX. INPEX. Japanese Oil Corporation. Founded in 2006, not that. Huh?
Oil and gas stuff.
So it's a big.
Relatively.
Alright, I'll keep that to myself. Just because it's a shit picture. But missing half of his face. What was McCarthy? Couldn't remember that one. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Oh, no, she's the one in the dark,
middle,
the
yeah.
blonde blonde hair.
Yeah.
She?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, they're puffy, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Greece.
Oh, yeah.
Next. Oh, look.
Literally trying to photograph people back. Okay, that means we won't be wanting to press room. Is that an issue?
Yeah. I think it's a good point. Because I just want to like voice tag these proper rather than just like
Tak ada. Okey banget.
But yeah, it's just to be fair, I don't want to say it's shit, but it's something that we need to think because we have a shareholders like the Greek, Portuguese, for example. We have like a Greek national agency and a Portuguese national agency that are shareholders. So if they could ask, for example, yeah. Yeah. And there was yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could be a shit. Yeah.
Scale.
But
Massive policy. Unless it's a massive policy job.
But that's the thing. You just unless they commit to like a huge amount of investments.
Singapore on the way now, and I'm about to
Shit,
get
mate, it's too coffee shop.
so hopefully we can all hear them. Alright. Yeah.
Great, thanks, Emma.
Arriving as I came up.
Adam, thank you. Right. Yeah, I know. When you're standing around.
Your colleague at the short sleeves, I think it's quite great.
Nampaklah kalau sini tu kat sini kereta halang. Oh betul. Sebab tak make sense. Langsung balik.
Okay.
How do we get into the press room? No problem. Are the arrivals starting now? I'm just wondering, is it possible for me to start? Okay, perfect.
A couple of pixels each.
Macam mana satu aku tak tahu lah. Macam dua nombor lah. Mana boleh.
No, we're all. Yeah, it's quite a big deal.
Yeah, the deputy
Kan baik kau nak kita turun lah. Kau boleh sini kat dia turun depan sini.
Go and sweat that hair.
Tak ada bapak-bapak lah, sebab ada anak tu. Tiga. Satu 18 dan dua. Yang paling besar tu 13 tahun. So, dari kita nampak orang berlari ni, kita mesti cokok. Dia bawa beg dia.
Yeah, I just have to see
Tak, sama-sama.
the other one to the pole. It's this one. That guy, it's Tom. Thanks.
One ice back.
Sorry, this guy was time. So, yeah, then I'm
So, driving on the IEA list of that thing.
Just had the US on the way in.
Might be US.
that guy.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's got a blonde ponytail.
Yeah, so we've got US next, which is Commander Tom Joyce.
Is that her?
Where's yours?
Hiding behind the big
Looks a bit like a
this. He was, hasn't he? Post. Please.
Tom Joyce is this guy.
will do. Yeah.
I just think if they're radioing from the top barrier and then they'll have to drive round.
That can't be him. He's not one of those.
He's got the red scarf.
You have to check with him. Please step out as we go. Family photo.
Do you have something a bit taller than that?
So we have
Covers up fairly big geography.
Yeah, exactly.
Moldova and then Hungary.
We haven't had the US coming yet.
No. Yeah, I didn't know it either, but he's got a very distinctive look. So I don't think you can do it. Yeah, you never know.
It'll be like a general specific one.
Is it a bit like is it a bit like the Remembrance Sunday? So they line up on the.
pengen lo. Kan lo.
No, just during the pandemic, I was just deciding but without a polish.
Very stereotypical. How very dirty. I mean, I'm sure.
Sekejap. Jangan lupa. Kalau kita bangun. Dah.
Feel like it's just like a red carpet joke. It's just sort of thing that you just hope to just like go and sit down and
Apapun lang na akin dapat message. Okay, nanti kalau ini kita sampai di situ lagi kalau call. Tinggal ada banyak kali dapat tak menonton. Tolong. Tapi aku nak mulai kita pakai jacket kerja. Bawa ada. Kenapa elok kali bilik dulu? Sengal. Tadi tak cakap apa aku cakap. main G platform sekarang.
So let's just look at that Formula E car instead of us.
Move the car here.
Yeah, I think it's all blue us.
They still do City West. They still do that City West.
Don't they do the London one in exam? I just
Inside. No, like the race. Oh, you do street race.
part of it is goes to inside exactly. Well, because there are no emissions, so you couldn't run them practically anywhere.
Kalau lah aku di
Well, I got one that's normal. 2011.
Jadi kata duit. Mari dah ni.
Imagine they took that little shit. His nose the whole time, yeah.
There will be but no one of significance has arrived.
Kita landing 4 minggu dulu. 4-5 Betul kita orang landing. Lepas tu kita kena jangan tak pihak kan.
This is Fatty Bill.
Oh yeah, thanks.
That's the man, isn't it?
I'm getting the MO's currently in there doing a roundup because Katie's on the door downstairs, so it should be okay.
Hello.
inviting us.
How are you
Hello,
doing?
Sammy.
How are you doing? You okay?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll see you later.
Hello. Hello. Right. Hello. Hello. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing? Good. I'm bemused. No, I'm not really bemused because there's lots of people photographing who I don't know, but who I'm not going to send over to the record desk. Just because. But. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem. I photographed about 50 people past my lens. I'm not sending a single photo.
Kita kau tak ada content apa pun, lagi kau nak berlevel user, kau takkan dapat naik first class.
Say it again, sorry. Yes, Miliband. Yeah, that's all right. Yes, although I'm just arrived as I'm speaking to you. I'm going to jump off the phone, but I will say if that's okay. All right. Exactly. Yeah. Lovely. Not at all.
Ni yang betul tak sini. Biar nak boleh Malaysia lagi lepas ni. Kau boleh makan nasi lemak manja.
Coordinate the minister to gesture this way to arrive at that road. Don't worry. Ideally, the Minister McCarthy, right, the first person that's met.
Yeah, she was downstage.
Japan and Belgium.
If the minister was downstage, we're closer to us. We help you.
And the people with blue lanyards.
Honestly, I kid you not.
That was another one. They've been coming through for about half an hour.
smiled.
That seems to be be on the IEA list. Sure. We got that IEA delegates list.
Wow. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, she's the big like climate advocate.
I'm only sending like.
Okay, so
I'm not sure it's something to send it.
yeah, quite far out.
I'm only sending people that just
Yeah.
remotely.
Kind of where this way is now. Stop the song.
Yeah, like, what a clown.
See you guys later.
Thanks, Lauren.
See you for the family. Photo. Britain Energy. thin.
Far too
They really are. Terrible. Excuse me.
Arrangement by the way.
I thought it bounced a lot earlier.
That's correct. That's for sure. But I don't know. It's mine.
It might be. It might be. Which one?
I don't know. He just looked Japanese to me for some reason. Maybe I should have taken pictures of the minions like that would have given us a clue about.
Star was on the water.
Pictures like this, would it?
Oh, that. I thought I saw it in the box.
It's free to work before it goes on 8 minutes.
Hi, we just have another delegation here on here now. The main delegation has been here, we don't have a car, so I checked it in. John is coming to Miliband, sort of helping them with that one. Thank you, guys.
It's the European Commission President. Happens to be in London.
You
And
confirm
just goes to
UK1
Spain.
came through the vehicle
Through
report.
Miliband Solutions once.
Right. Yeah, all
Which provides a massive big bilateral with it sounds like it's electric. It might not seem at all.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, no.
Move the car, please, for the picture. Move the car, please, for the picture.
Can you move the
Can you
car,
move the car, please?
Can you move the car, please?
Move the car. Move the car, please. Louder.
That car is parked in there, or?
It's gonna move, it's gonna move.
might just go home and come back later.
Closing.
Datuk Seri?
Nanti, nanti.
Datuk Seri? Sir, excuse me, sir.
Hi. Just to confirm there are no other gates open other than the two main gates, no other entrances are being manned by police officers.
I think the second gate, sorry, I missed that last one coming through.
Yeah,
good sales person is very convincing, which is sort of succeed eventually, but I don't know if it'll be this.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just,
But, you know, you can be the
it's
worst.
less.
It's just honestly, I just but it's so hard to get that job. They lobbied so hard to get him that job. They created a job. They opened the new position for him, which is you know like not for him, but you know, but they like Ben Fox tried so hard to lobby so hard to make him a staff position. Well, mainly for him. He was well connected to the higher up of AFB as well. Any job he could have wanted, he wanted and would have. I don't know, maybe. I mean, you say these things, but I don't know how it matches the reality. He was just saying to me, literally like, I don't know, like 2 weeks before that he told me and everyone that, you know, he's going on sabbatical. He was just saying, oh, I asked to go to US elections, but apparently, you know, like AFB has a lot of good stringers that they need to basically keep in effect. So they don't need me in the US. So just basically figure out what to yourself to go shoot US elections. You know, like, let's say you're not still particularly for it's just but the thing is it just like it's just I think it's just what it is. Like, honestly, I didn't think he would do something like that. I would have thought that he would have moved to another country. Yeah. I would have thought that he would have moved.
I think the worst thing about it is high up on other pensioners in the UK.
Is that right? Yeah. Is that how they get, you know, paid?
Not from her bank itself, from some of the people she knows. Which I think to the time.
Oh, they got like key figures in it.
Yeah. Written energy secretary of Miliband and secretary of private Kerry Murphy, who's as they begin the energy security summit. British Energy Secretary of Miliband stands on the rise.
Yeah, I don't know if that company doesn't work. I suppose you'll just move on to something else. But like, I'm just actually, you know, like, just a bit, just he seemed to me like he's just committed to what he's been doing rather than leaving it all behind. maybe because you just use it often enough that it just sort of like learns from you.
But after 16 years, remember I said, with the Everton reference in the commercial.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's weird.
Just like, for example, the rifles, they sold us accurate intelligence, which honestly is just, they sold it as like, the best. But honestly, yeah. Like, there are some, I tell you what's nice, the proofreading and rewrite options is very nice, but the settings, it's just like you can make it work with ChatGPT, which can be a bit more effective, but still it's a bit. But I've been, well, I mean, the minister's one, like, for example, lately I just going to watch a lot of, do you remember this TV show called House? Do you not remember it? It's with Hugh Laurie. Anyway, I just like got into watching it on Netflix like last couple of weeks, and occasionally there are some like, it's like a medical drama. And occasionally there are some like weird medical things that I just happen to wonder, and I just ask Siri. Sometimes you can actually get good answers. Sometimes like you might as well be talking to like a 2-year-old about rocket science. It's like,
So basically, it doesn't work.
yeah. I think we're done, aren't we? Yeah, you're not gonna go to. Honestly, I can just go home.
Yeah, well done.
Mine's 12:30.
3 to 3:30.
You got 2 more calls.
Just one.
Chris,
Absolutely.
I don't know that we can switch it away. It's on the list, so I don't know.
I mean, you can get it. Can you
Look at that. Chris is doing 4 calls in a row. It's just like, why couldn't I just do one of them in the middle? So you are doing 12:55. Cheers, I'll stay.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Summit on the Future of Energy Security. Now, my name is Francine Lacqua, and I'll be your host for this live opening session. So we're here in central London, Lancaster House. It's pretty spectacular. The summit brings together ministers from every continent, as well as chief executives, and of course, leaders from every corner of the energy sector. We have around 60 countries, each endowed with different energy resources, facing different challenges, and pursuing their own pathways. Now, at the same time, each of you, of course, working together within this interconnected and interdependent energy system, and each has a common goal. You all want security, energy security for your citizens. Now, we have leaders from across the global energy system, interests and knowledge spanning all fuels, technology, and sectors. Power generators, grid operators, oil and gas producers, mining companies, traders, nuclear generators, uranium suppliers, tech providers, investors, and the list goes on. We have civil society, of course, academia, think tanks, all here to bring their perspective on how to shape the future of energy security. Now, later today, we'll also be joined by the UK Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, and President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. We hope that those of you online will also tune in for that at around 3:25 p.m. London time. We have the benefit, of course, of two amazing co-chairs that are going to guide us through every step of this important summit. So please join me in welcoming and showing your appreciation as we welcome to the stage our two co-chairs and the hosts of this summit, the Right Honourable Ed Miliband, Secretary of State of Energy Security and Net Zero in the UK government, and Dr. Fatih Birol, of course, the Executive Director of the International Energy Agency. So thank you both. Please join me on stage.
Thank you. Francine, thank you so much. And distinguished delegates, on behalf of the UK government and the International Energy Agency, I want to welcome you all to this historic setting of Lancaster House and to London for this first global summit on the future of energy security. As Francine has said, there are numerous countries represented here, almost 60 countries represented here today, and I want to thank each and every one of you who have made the trip here. We truly appreciate your presence, and we really look forward to the discussions over the coming 2 days. We also have leaders from more than 50 global businesses with us, and I want to thank all of you for everything you do to help create energy security for our countries and our world. And we also have NGOs and civil society groups from around the world who are here with us, who play an important role in ensuring accountability of governments. I also want to pay a specific thank you to the official partners of the summit, Iberdrola, Scottish Power, National Grid, SSE, and Urenco. And if I may, I want to also thank the teams at the International Energy Agency and across the UK government who have worked incredibly hard to pull this event together. It is some feat of organisation. And I want, if I may, also to pay a particular tribute to Fatih Birol. Fatih, your leadership of the IEA for more than a decade now has been marked by your commitment to rigour, to values and to multilateral cooperation. And that is why the IEA is so central to the global discussion on energy. And I want to thank you. And perhaps as the audience could show our appreciation for Fatih and the work he does. So you've got much more interesting people than me to hear from in these coming sessions. But let me make a few remarks to frame our discussions over the next 2 days. First, our starting point for this summit is that in an unstable and uncertain world, there can be no national or international security without energy security. And indeed, it is now more than 50 years since the IEA was founded in response to the oil crisis of 1973. Over that time, the challenges we face have changed, but I think the principle underpinning the IEA's work, that countries need to collaborate to secure the uninterrupted supply of energy at an affordable price, remain the same. And in the years since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, we've been reminded in the UK, and indeed across Europe and the world, of a simple truth, that as long as energy can be weaponized against us, our countries and our citizens are vulnerable and exposed. It's for this reason that energy security is also at the heart of economic security, because it is central to living standards, job creation, and economic growth. And we hope this summit marks an important moment for countries to come together and discuss what the shifting global landscape means for how we deliver energy security in this era. Second, the act of bringing together, which is an initiative that I've taken alongside Fatih and the IEA, I think stems from an underlying belief that can unite us all, which is there is huge benefit for us from cooperating on the basis of our shared interests. I think it's really important to say every country faces its own energy security challenges and its own constraints. And each country will pursue its own pathway following its national interest in securing its energy supplies. Different pathways, and I think this is a really important point for this conference, different pathways for different nations should be respected. And we will all get a chance to reflect on our different national circumstances in our discussions over the coming days. But here is the key thing. Whatever our national pathways, I do believe that we share a fundamental belief that shared challenges invite shared solutions. Multilateral cooperation can make us stronger, not weaker, in our own individual national interest. Third point. Hopefully this is also a uniting idea. I believe that we gathered here are the optimists about what we can achieve for our society. Business, government, civil society. I believe we are, in this energy sector, the optimists. Abundant energy can raise living standards, economic growth, and deliver for today's and future generations of citizens. For the UK, just to talk about us for a moment, there's an exciting vision of energy security and abundance from cheap, homegrown, low-carbon power. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, we saw family finances, business finances, and public finances wrecked as fossil fuel prices rocketed on the global markets and therefore here in Britain. Now, oil and gas, including from our North Sea, will continue to play an important role in our energy system, and we really value our industry and the jobs it supports. But as with many other countries, we're a price taker, not a price maker in international fossil fuel markets. So our vision of low-carbon power goes well beyond the climate imperative, important as that is. Homegrown low-carbon power is our nationally chosen route to energy security. Solar power, wind power, tidal, geothermal, nuclear power, also an essential part of the low-carbon opportunity. These are often unlimited, low-cost power supplies which we can exploit for the benefit of our citizens. So, to be clear about this, ours is a hard-headed approach to the role of low-carbon power as a route to energy security. And I believe this isn't just true for the UK. Alongside a continuing and important role for oil and gas, low-carbon energy can play a critical role in delivering energy security for many countries around the world. And it presents a solution to the issue of energy security that simply wasn't true in the same way as a decade and a half ago. And this, again, is important. And that's because of what many countries in this room, working with business, public and private sector together, have achieved. The cost of solar globally has fallen by 90% since 2010. Offshore wind by more than 60%. That's in part why last year $2 trillion was invested in clean energy, with 80% of new electricity generation met by renewables and nuclear. Indeed, according to BNEF, for more than 2/3 of the world's population, new renewables are the cheapest source of bulk power generation. In this spirit of multilateralism, the UK is determined to work with others to accelerate this transition, including through our global Clean Power Alliance, which the Prime Minister launched at the G20 last year. Final point. Let me finish by saying that at a time when so much of what is happening in the world looks so intractable, I hope we can carry this spirit of optimism into our deliberations. And I hope genuinely that everyone here enjoys this event and your time in London. I want to end with the following message from His Majesty the King that he has asked me to read out to you all, because this summit is something that he was very much personally interested in. And this is the message from King Charles. As we all navigate the transition to cleaner energy for our planet and energy security for our citizens, Summits such as these are of vital importance in facilitating shared learning between nations, particularly those in the global south and across the Commonwealth. Events over recent years have shown that when well managed, the transition to more sustainable energy sources can itself lead to more resilient and secure energy systems. While each country will follow its individual path, there are many shared challenges and opportunities on which we can work together as partners. And he ends by saying, I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for participating in this summit on the future of energy security and to send my warmest, best wishes for productive discussions over the coming days. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attendance, and now it's my huge privilege to introduce the Executive Director of the IEA, Dr. Fatih Birol.
Thank you very much. It is really a pleasure. Thank you very much. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure and honor for me to welcome you to the International Summit of the Future of Energy Security in London today. Very many thanks to the Prime Minister Starmer and Minister Miliband for hosting us here. And thank you very much for agreeing to co-host this very important event. Dear colleagues, recent years have shown us that the energy security shouldn't be taken for granted. Many events. Remember the times of COVID, Russia's invasion of Ukraine and resulting issues, energy security issues, the developments in Middle East, extreme weather events, cyber attacks on energy infrastructure around the world. They do remind us regularly that energy security is and looks like will be a crucial issue in the global agenda. While we acknowledge energy security from these angles to be crucial, there is one issue that I wanted to share with you, a bit forgotten from time to time, namely energy security of the people who have no access to energy today. IEA has been pioneering the very fact that today 750 million people around the world have no access to electricity. More than 2 billion people have no access to clean cooking and using wood, animal waste, agricultural waste for cooking, with huge implications. These are critical issues for the global energy security if you look at it. And of course, in many countries, including in some advanced countries, affordability of energy also appears to be a very important topic. In this context, we thought it is important to bring governments around the world together to discuss on these topics. And last August 2024, we have officially announced that we are organizing such a summit here in London with the great courtesy of the UK government, especially with my colleague, with my friend at Miliband. Dear colleagues, we have, as Mr. Miliband mentioned, we have some 60 governments from all continents. I think this itself is an important statement of how crucial energy security is, especially if you consider that the times we are in are the times of geopolitical fragmentation, rather than countries are working so closely together, if we have to be frank to ourselves. in this geopolitical context, bringing 60 governments together, as well as 50 business leaders all around the world, is something noteworthy in my view. Dear colleagues, energy security, for us, for the IEA, we have two broad group of energy security risks we see. One, traditional energy security risks. We all know, we have experienced since decades several oil and gas supply disruptions around the world. Oil and gas are key parts of our energy mix, and they will remain as part of the energy mix years to come. Recent events show us once again how important the oil and gas supply security is. I'll give you two examples. Again, after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, oil markets went through very difficult times. And in order to avoid a major supply disruption, International Energy Agency released oil stocks from its reserves to comfort the markets for the benefit of all. The same applied to natural gas, especially with the European countries. I am sure the Commissioner, Dan Jorgensen, here with us in the afternoon. We will have President von der Leyen. They will mention IEA and European countries work together to avoid a major energy crisis in Europe, especially the lack of availability of gas as the Russian gas was cut. So this is one part of the energy security risk we see. It is with us, it will be with us. But, dear colleagues, there is another emerging energy security risk, which is coming from the different angle. A remarkable story in the last few years is the very strong expansion of clean, advanced energy technologies. If you look at the numbers, what we do IEA all the time, and I tell my colleagues, data always wins. Sometimes it takes some time, but at the end, it always wins. So when we look at the data, last year, of all power plants installed in the world, about 85% were renewables. Solar, wind, hydropower, 5% nuclear power. Look at the other angle, transportation sector. We are seeing the big increase of electric cars globally. It changes from one country to another, but there is a strong increase, and according to our data, again, today, 1 out of 4 cars sold in the world is an electric car. It's a big change compared to several years ago, and it will go in this direction very strongly. So what is the problem? The problem is the following, the energy security challenge, because they do themselves help to address the energy security. As Mr. Secretary of State mentioned, homegrown energy is the best friend of energy security. But to produce, to manufacture these new clean energy technologies, we need critical minerals. Mining, production of critical minerals, and manufacturing these clean energy technologies, when we look at this, where the critical minerals are produced, where they are refined, and where they are manufacturing, there is a huge concentration. And this is something that we think is risky. Wherever the concentration is, it is a risky business. There can be some event in terms of the geopolitical event. There can be an earthquake, there can be a technical failure. This is always risky, this concentration. And this is something that the IEA considers a new emerging energy security challenge in addition to the traditional one. So it is the reason we have built a critical minerals program, and we are, as our gas market report, oil market report, we are regularly informing the world what is happening in different critical minerals. Their demand, their supply, mining, investment prices to bring transparency to the world. But this is another challenge that we wanted to underline, and it makes us, this concentration, vulnerable our energy security system. So these are the two challenges I think we will look today and tomorrow. The challenge of the established traditional energy security, oil and gas, and the second, the challenge emerging from the critical minerals and the supply chains. Now, against that, and I want to finish with this, I have 3 golden rules to address energy security. There are many of them, but 3 of them I wanted to share with you. Number 1 golden rule is diversification. Diversification of the energy sources, diversification of the countries you import energy, diversification of the trade routes or supply chains. Not to put all the eggs in one basket, because the geopolitical situation can change, technical failures can create problems. I would say this is the first golden rule for me, diversification. The second one is predictability. Dear colleagues, energy sector is a bit different than the other sectors of the economy. It requires huge investments with the project's long lead times. And if the policies are not predictable, they change from one day to another, it creates uncertainty, and as such, it increases the cost of capital. And this is a major problem. And it is a major problem for investors, and the unpredictable economies lead the investors fly away. So this is the second golden rule for me after the diversification, predictability. Third and the last is the cooperation. Mr. Miliband mentioned perfectly, and I completely agree. Every country has its own pathway for energy, based on their economies, natural resources, political context, and others. We should understand and respect it. However, dear colleagues, no country, small or big, is an energy island. We are interconnected, interdependent through many ways. Through energy prices, they are international. Through emissions, they are global. Through technological innovation, they are global. We are interconnected. So lasting solutions to energy security, in my view, goes through cooperation. And saying cooperation, it is in fact the very reason we host this meeting today. We have many oil exporters, huge oil exporters, gas exporters. We have several renewable companies from businesses and countries. We have several countries with huge critical mineral resources, lithium, nickel, copper. We bring everybody together, hope to have a common understanding about our energy challenges, and that we all understand the need to cooperate, which is good for all of us. As such, I want to thank once again the government of United Kingdom, and we were honored with agreeing the co-host with the IEA, Mrs. Secretary of State, And we were also honored with the letter of the King Charles. Thank you very much for that. And I wish all of us a very good conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Biro. I'd love now to actually So, dear ministers and distinguished guests, we move to the first order of the day. We both have a fast-moving energy sector and a fast-moving world around it. And how do we shape an approach